Hey guys, this is What If Senpai here, and doing a video. Practically wasn't gonna do a video today. Yeah, that's my door opening. It's real loud. But hey, we came here to do a video today, and came here to do a very exciting video that I really like. And actually put some time into this because I was watching a fanfic, and it was a one-man team or something, a Naruto one-man team, and I really enjoyed it, and I really liked it. And let me list off Naruto's abilities in this one because it will make it easier for me. I had to be able to use Wood Style, have high sensory ability, and a very, very good water affinity, and a very good fire and lightning affinity. So Naruto basically has five chakra natures, because he's still gonna have his wind style that he got from, I think it was his mother or Minato. We were never classified because I think both of them had it, but I think one of them learned it. No, it was Kushina that had wind style because she was the Kenjutsu. Yeah, she had wind style. Okay, so Naruto's born the same way, but he's born with red hair this time because I love Naruto with red hair. And yeah, at a young age, Naruto is a very perspective boy. He realizes how you need to get strong in this ninja world. You need to have power. You need to have jutsu, but you also need to have a kind heart, so you can never be whatever. And you always need to have the element surprise. And more or less, you need to have one up somebody with something that they would never ever expect from you. Now, Naruto at an early age realized that people are kind of wasteful, so they throw out scrolls and stuff that they don't really need. Naruto, before Kushina and Minato died, Kushina made, well, a fox out of her blood, the rest of her blood, made a fox with some of her personality, some with a personality, and she could use, just for shits and giggles, she can use chakra chains, but that was I only given him them for a reason, and you probably guessed why. So Naruto would have be a good person all in all, and everything would go to Ken, but Naruto would see Asuma training one day, and I will hook you up on that. Prior to Naruto going into the academy, he found himself across to a one of Orochimaru's bases that he had in the Hidden Leaf before he got located or defected from the leaf. And he found the sword of Kusanagi. I can't remember the abilities of the sword, but I think it was indestructible or something. Sorry. I think it was indestructible or something. So I'm gonna go off my preference of that and say that Naruto found it, and he attached a different hilt to it, so it's more like Ashura's sword, which I can show you. Hold up. There is Ashura's sword. The hilt, yeah. Naruto would find it, and he would learn. He would see basic kenjutsu, and he said that he saw that he could use lightning chakra through the sword, and he did. He started learning all lightning jutsu, like lightning style, lightning gale palm, no, not lightning gale, yeah, lightning gale palm, lightning bite, lightning hound, and lightning strike. He was also found some fire jutsu, like fire, fireball, ash, burning ash, which is, remember that jutsu, burning ash. He actually learned the burning ash from Asuma, seeing him do the jutsu himself. And he found wood style jutsu. And the reason why Naruto has wood style is because Uzumaki is very cousins to the Uzumakis are cousins to the Senju, and plus I'm gonna make Minato Kushina Tsunade's son. I mean, Tsunade's son. So hey, two spectrums, he can like get wood style, and he's Ashura's reincarnation, so he obviously gonna get it. But Naruto found some wood style and he became a perfect wood style user at the tender age of 5 years old. Then he, after 2 years, getting his styles polished, and he saved Hinata in between these years. And he didn't notice that Hinata was falling, but he couldn't let that jig fall up yet. Naruto would go and he would be the same to Gani, but he would wear the same clothes, but he would keep a hinge on his hair because he believed the academy students are not that dumb to realize that he's the fourth son. Yes, Naruto knows he's the fourth son, and he has been to the Namikaze compound. He got the fighting version, but he decides that he's not gonna go in there until everybody knows about it, because he doesn't want to be just sneaking in there and sneaking out all the time. So he just takes the flying Gaijin scroll and goes back to the base that Orochimaru had there. He's moved all of the gross and eerie stuff that they were there before, and kept all the scrolls and the catalogs, and he learned a lot about the ninja history and how ninjas work, so he's pretty smart. And during this time, he's been working on a jutsu because he thought Asuma's burning ash jutsu was very cool, and he was like, oh, okay, I like that jutsu, but it's not as effective as it should be. So Naruto then did some research on Kekkei Genkai, and he found himself over the explosion Kekkei Genkai, or bomb release, or explosion release, and he saw that you need lightning and fire, which makes explosions. So Naruto thought if he could grow a plant that ignites when lightning ignites into flames when lightning touches it, it could explode like explosion release would, right? And he does this. And he realized that Asuma smoked cigarettes. Yeah, by the way, just question. If you're not up to age to know this, Naruto, do not smoke. I'm telling you about this because I thought it was a good idea and I loved Asuma's character. If you knew this, do not ever smoke because it's very bad for your lungs. And you're going to say, wait, so if I'm going to make Naruto smoke, then it means it's bad for his lungs, right? Not technically, because this is only for jutsu. So Naruto is making it separate. He's using a seal in his mouth that would suck up all the smoke that he's inhaling into his body or into his lungs. And he's using the seal to do that. So he put it in his mouth. And he's learned a lot about seals. He even learned about the Uzumaki. And the fox, that fox has been with him for the time he was born, and it refused to leave his side. And the Todokage refused to let them separate because Hiruzen was there when Kushina made the fox. And Naruto and the fox have you understand. So, but the fox never leaves. Naruto makes sure the fox never leaves his house or the secret bunker. So Naruto is a very passionate person. He made the cigarettes because it would be easier for him, and he realized it looks cool too. But he made sure that it could not damage his lungs in any way because he wouldn't like that to happen. Oh, and he knows about the fox, and they have a good relationship. I'm not really gonna go into that, so you don't really need it right now. So the fox kind of helps him with stuff all the time. So Naruto, after 4 to 8 years, after 4 to 5 years, he finally grew the pen. This is non-physical to his body, and there's no damage to his body, and he's getting the result that he wanted in the first place. He just made sure that it couldn't do anything to his body, indicate if he messed up the seal and it actually didn't work, and it messed up his lungs. Naruto did that, and it was proven to be perfect. So he placed the he knows the shadow clone. I need to explain that before everything else. He knows the shadow clone, and the explosion. Yeah, that's how he got the seal in his mouth. The shadow clone was doing, and that's how he figured out how it worked. I know. So Naruto every time he smokes a cigarette, he put the ashes go into the seal. The ashes and the smoke go into the seal, which stores endless amount of the smoke. And when Naruto blows it out, when he channels chakra to the seal and he blows it out of his mouth, and he clicks his teeth like awesome with releasing lightning chakra, it will hit all of the smoke and the ashes in the smoke, which will click and it would explode. And Naruto's body is 100% invincible to this, or he can't work against him because he was the originator of the attack, so it wouldn't hurt him. So his body's immune to it then. Just saying. So Naruto's a Kenjutsu master at this time, but he's never shown it into the academy. He's always quit before he could do anything, and he's pretty rambunctious. And yeah, you know how Naruto is, but he didn't. When he fought Sasuke, he fought Sasuke, but he pretended to lose all the time because he didn't want to do all that all the time, and he did everything he did. Yeah, but I'm gonna say everyone knows about the Uzumaki clan in this one. And they call Naruto the failure of the Uzumaki because everybody knows about the Uzumaki's chakra chains. And I'm going to make it seem like the Uzumaki is known to be one of the three strongest. Is to me one of the three strongest clans because it's then Uchiha, Uchiha, it's Senju, Uchiha, and Uzumaki. Those are the three clans. And let's see, yeah. And they have the Senju of the wood style, the Uchiha of the Sharingan, and the Uzumaki of the chains. That's the three great Kekkei Genkai. The Dojutsu Kekkei. You understand, okay? So they are revered as one of the strongest clans. And everybody calls him a failure because he never showed that he had the ability to activate his chains. And yeah. So, Naruto, we skip to the academy. Well, no, we skip to the prior to the academy. Naruto has finally mastered the flying Weijin. He mastered the flying Weijin the day before the academy test because after all these years he couldn't get it down. Because if you didn't know, the flying Weijin is a very hard jutsu to develop, even when you had shadow clones. So it was pretty hard on him, but he finally learned it, and he can finally use it like Minato can. He can like teleport things with him without any of the strain on his body, like should have done if he wasn't 100% the master of it and everything. So Naruto would go to the academy, the exams, and he would pass. Everybody would be shocked about this. Naruto would tie the headband around his forehead. But the thing that shocked them is his clothes change. Naruto now wears a very dark blue, long sleeve shirt with the Uzumaki symbol on the back, with a gray short pants with the Uzumaki symbol on the end of the pants, and bandages going down his legs, and black shinobi shoes, and his ninja pouch. And the strap, and a white strap, the kunai thingy, whichever that. And he also has two pockets on the other side of pants, and he has a sword or katana strapped behind his back. You all know what this. You know what sword I'm talking about. We all know this. And when Naruto finished, he walked up to Hinata, the beautiful white-eyed Kunoichi, because I'll say she passed already. Kunoichi was very happy to see that Naruto passed, but she was still red and blushing a lot. And When Naruto came up to her, he said hi. And Hinata said hi, well, in a more reluctant tone because she's kind of freaking out here. Her crush is talking to her. And Naruto asked her, please don't faint. And Hinata is trying her hardest not to. So she's not gonna faint until the end, okay? And Naruto told her that he knew that he was following her, and he was really flattered by it, and that he really liked her too, and that if they could go on a date. This was very hard for Naruto to say because he's kind of asking on a girl that he really liked, and Hinata has long hair in this one, yeah, and Hinata still wears the same thing, but has long hair. And sorry for the background noises, because I'm outside and I don't like being cooked up in like a room. Sorry. Yeah, 5%. But hey, so Naruto, after doing that, since there was an odd number of genin, because I'm putting Sai in here, Naruto would be on a one-man cell. And everybody was shocked when they heard. Wait, no. Huh. Well, so after that, Kiba would come up to Naruto and ask why he's sitting next to Hinata, and Hinata resting on Naruto's lap, which should have been the other way around. But Hinata then woke up and asked Naruto if he's serious, and Naruto then told her yes, and she hugged Naruto. And Kiba was real mad because he wanted to claim Hinata as his mate or something. That's how you can say it or something. And he was going on for Naruto and saying that you're a failure. You don't even why. And Hinata was saying, "Oh, thank you. I love you too," and all her shit. And Kiba was mad, and he said, "Why Hinata? Why would you hate a clanless failure like him, the one that don't even activate his own Kekkei Genkai?" And Naruto then sprouted 3 chains out of his back, and then wrapped them around Kiba, and I started draining his chakra, and telling him, "What did you call me again? A clown snowman? No, not a clown snowman. What do you call it now? Clanless failure? They don't know my own Kekkei Genkai? Ah, facts, laugh. Bruh, I know my Kekkei. I just been holding back on all of you for years. It's just weak. Pathetic." And then Naruto proceeded to let him down on the floor. And then Sasuke then came on his Naruto say, "Maybe you're not much of a dope as I thought you were. You were hiding your strength, weren't you? But no, I'm Uchiha Elite. I could still beat you, dope." Naruto then rebutted and said, "How do you know that, Sasuke? How do you not know that if I'm Uzumaki Elite?" And then Sasuke would say, and Naruto would say, duck butt. And if you do not know, back of Sasuke's head looks like a duck's butt. And that's why I'm calling him duck butt. Or, yeah, duck butt. And Sasuke flinched at the new name that Naruto's gonna call him now. And he said, "I don't know Naruto dope. I don't know dope. But I think I am dope." Naruto said, "We'll have to find out, duck butt." And I'm gonna let them have a more chill relationship in this one. I'm not gonna make it like, "Oh, I want to kill your ass." I'm not gonna be doing that, okay? I'm gonna like this chill. But Sasuke's gonna be a little more arrogant. Don't worry about it. So then they would go home, and Mizuki would stop Naruto, telling him about the skull ceiling and all of his shit. But I don't really find the reason why why Naruto would get the thing. So he would just turn in Mizuki and then proceed to go on his date where he would meet up Hinata, which Hinata thought he was not gonna show up. Naruto would then hinge into someone else. Well, hinge. Well, no, he wouldn't have to hinge because he would change his hair color. Well, hinge his hair color and turn it black, and then turn his eyes black, and just he wouldn't award yeah, he would like close that stuff, and he had to realize there was Naruto, and Naruto took off the whiskers, because if she realized if she put red hair, blue eyes, and whiskers, that is Naruto. And then she asked why he would do that, and Naruto says that technically the village would overprice me to like do shit. So Naruto has not been spending any of the money that the third Hokage gave him, because except for clothes and food, but that's the bare minimum, and he knew how to add and multiply. And when when it came to like rent paid, and when the man wanted to overprice him, he told the man that the Hiruzen would like him to go to him straight, and he would pay the money. Because when last time when I told him what you told me him, how much he told me I paid for the rent, he told me from now on that he'll pay it, just take it out of the salary that he gives me. And the man flinched at this, because that means the Hokage knew that he was overpricing Naruto and all of that. So Naruto has a lot of money, and he goes all and he buys Hinata's dinner, but he put it in the back where he knew if yeah, and Naruto explained this stuff. Hinata knew that Naruto was stronger than he let on. She knew that, but she didn't knew exactly how strong he was. But she knew that he was holding back for a long period of time, but she never knew how much he was holding back. So he told Naruto that the jutsu that he created, and Hinata wasn't the happiest about it, but she understood that Naruto's jutsu was more or less not a dirty habit that he had. It was a very tactical thing that he did, and how he made it. And to him, it was pretty cool. That's what he blatantly said. And Hinata gave up on trying to talk him out of it, because he already made the jutsu, and he's not smoked yet. But not like it would even bother him, because the smoke wouldn't be going into his lungs at all. It would just be going into the seal that's the back of his throat. So, yeah, Naruto's Shadow Clone's hands was all up in his mouth. Oh, that sounds wrong in some way, but I can't remember why. But hey, yo, let me check this. Oh, cool. So Naruto would then leave and kiss Hinata on the forehead. He would then do his thing and go back to his house, where he would get ready to become a one-man cell, because it was an odd number and they didn't want to keep him back again. So Naruto would pack upon his kunai and his three-pronged kunai, his Fumo shuriken, and senbon, and he would put his senbon on a story seal on his tongue. He would put some senbon on his tongue and use wind style to propel the senbon out of his mouth. Naruto can place wind style into his sword, his Kusanagi sword. And let's say Orochimaru had like two. I think he had multiple Kusanagi swords, but hey, I don't know. I can't remember. Naruto would then picked up his Kusanagi sword and left. I think the Kusanagi sword is like an energy blade, so you can like slice stuff. So I'll just have to do some research on it, okay? And Naruto would then go to the mission assignment, and to practically the people there were pretty nice. Naruto, just borderline say that, and they would give him mission after mission, and Naruto would make tons and tons of their clones, and he would have racked up about 425 D ranks at this in the time span of a week, because at this point, everybody knows Naruto can use shadow clones now, and he knows, and everybody knows about the very large amount of chakra that Uzumakis have. So, not knowing that Naruto has that much of chakra, and now knowing that he has the shadow clone jutsu that is very impressive with chakra, but when it came to Uzumakis, they were bosses at it, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's pretty OP. So they gave him as much missions as he wanted, and he proceeded to do all of them with complete success, until there was this one mission. And Naruto was given the mission to go and clean a farm or something, which he actually did himself this time. He was mostly training in the D ranks, but he done on his mission just to do some heavy lifting. And then during this mission, he hit another bunker that belongs to Ishimaro. But this time, he sent the clone to Hokage Gigi, or that's what he calls him anyways. He sent the clone there and told Hokage. He then went down into there, first spreading shadow clones to take down any traps. After doing that, he went down and he saw someone running. Because I'm gonna say Karin was here. Do I want Naruto to have a... Let's say a little kid was down there that had, Uzumaki kid that Orochimaru... Uzumaki kid and a guard was down there. And they were told that to never leave and all of that. And they never left. Well, the boy was a baby at the time, so he wouldn't know. But, hey, you understand what I'm saying. The boy is around 4 to 3. So he's about unlocking. And, yeah. Naruto finds the man, interrogates him. But the man refuses to talk, so Naruto starts torturing him. Naruto's a very sadistic person in this one, because he's learned you had to survive some way. And he's become a very sadistic person. And the third Hokage went down there himself, and he brought Anko and, I can't remember his name, but he just brought Anko, and the other man, he was somewhere. And they got in hearing screams, and they rushed to the nearest chakra location. They then saw Naruto completely torturing this man to give him answers, and he's repeatedly asking him questions and asking him questions. And he literally told the man, the more you scream, the more kunas are gonna put in your body. So I would suggest you to shut up and answer my questions. And he completely did this, knowing that the Hokage and Anko was standing right behind him, and he told them to go and sit and watch the show until I'm finished. And it took about the man an hour to finally give up. And he told them that Orochimaru kept them down there for experiments, and was going to experiment on the Uzumaki boy there, but he had to leave. And Naruto killed him. As he heard Uzumaki, he knew that it's part of his clan. And that means he was taking a part in this. He killed them. He was like, no, I'm not allowing this to happen. That is basically one of my clan members. Naruto then took up the boy and put him to sleep, and then placed him on his back. And then the third Hokage would then label this as S rank, and Naruto was given the mission slip to retrieve the payment of S rank. And Naruto told this Hokage that he was going to adopt this boy. This third Hokage sighed and said yes, because he knew Naruto would have done this, even if he didn't. And he was given the papers to sign to adopt the boy. When the boy awoken, he saw Naruto, and Naruto explained to him that he's his new brother now. And the man would be happy. The boy would be happy because he was down there and he was very treating him bad. He was barely given food and was barely given anything to do. Naruto would then explain to him that he would not be home all the time, but he would be home most of the time. And even most of the time to, like, train him. And I believe Konohamaru No, let's say he's the same age as Konohama, which I think was 4 or 5 or something at the point. I think. I don't not know. I cannot remember. Naruto would then start. Naruto was not training on his jutsu that he created because he doesn't think Hinata would like him to like teach him that at such a young age. And Naruto now started smoking because he was now a ninja. And when he was in the Hokage office, that's when he lit his first one and started smoking. Then the third started panicked and said, "What are you doing?" And Naruto explained his jutsu and explained that actually he's not in him. No smoke is going to his lung or anything. Naruto would then go home and buy some stuff for the kid. Naruto would train him on his chakra chains. And by the way, I'm gonna name him Sutaru. Sutaru Uzumaki. Sutaru. That's what I'm gonna name him. Sutaru. And Sutaru is a very playful kid and very rambunctious, just like Naruto. Well, the Naruto that the academy students knew. And Naruto would be but he would be very skilled. He would have 5 out of 10 accuracy with his kunai and shuriken. He would have Anasenbon. And he would have 5 out of 10 kenjutsu and 5 out of 10 jutsu. He would only learn water style, water vortex, and wind style, wind gale palm. Because I'm Uzumaki and I'm giving him it. Don't with me. And he only, yeah. And Naruto's sealing jutsu, he's a seal master. He's a very good seal master. And Naruto, and he would be a 9 out of 10. So he would be almost there to being a seal master, but he's not there yet. Because Naruto would teach him most on that, because Uzumaki was very renowned to being seal masters. And the kid is on a good start. So Naruto would carry him out for walks and carry him to the playground. And he would, at a young age, Naruto would tell him that this ninja world is a very hate-filled and one of a world that is full of pain. And he would explain to him the cycle of hatred. Naruto would then tell him that making friends is not the best idea all the time. I think you should start making friends when you know that you're strong enough to protect them. I'm not saying to don't make friends or be cold to everyone you meet. I'm just saying to start to make friends when you know you're strong enough, when you know that you're powerful enough to protect them if you really need to. And he would really take this to heart. And yeah, he does call Naruto Big Brother all the time. Or sometimes his dad, but it's very on rare occasions. It's on rare occasions. And he has met Hinata, and Hinata really takes care. When Hinata is not on missions, she kind of takes care of him most of the time. When Naruto actually has to go out on a mission. And Naruto goes on C to D, D's and S's, S rank missions. S rank missions because he needs to catalog and prologue every single thing that was in Orochimaru's base at the time. Because he told the Hokage where his base is and what it used to be. And the third Hokage thought it was best to let him do this because he knows his way around the place. And Naruto would know the way around the place, and he would find a lot of stuff. And he'll be cataloging. So he's done 3 S-rank missions at this point. He needed the catalog, which is an S-rank mission. He found it on his S-rank mission. And third, he was told to make sure it got to a certain place, which was another S-rank mission. So he had 3 S-rank missions under his belt at the time. So Naruto would go, and he would go home, and he would see Hinata taking care of his little brother. Naruto would hug Hinata. Yeah, she's not passing out yet, and they're not on a kissing level, okay? I want to bring someone else in. So Hinata knows that Naruto would want. Naruto told Hinata that he's technically gonna have to have another wife, because the council won't stop putting stick up his ass to do it, to do it. Even though Naruto is not the most liked, the Uzumaki clan is still a great clan, and everybody knows that, and they know Naruto is no short of that. And when they figured out Naruto unlocked his chakra genes, they were very happy because that means Naruto has a strong Uzumaki chakra in him to have them. And the fox plays with Naruto's brother a lot of times. You want to know why I'm saying Naruto's brother? Because I'm freaking forgot his name. Naruto smokes like a lot, but it's not on Asuma's level yet. He doesn't smoke a whole cartridge in like an hour. Naruto is on his second one for the day. For second one for the week. Not the week, I mean the day. He's only smoked the first day, and that was yesterday, and then today is. You understand. So Naruto would then get called on a rank mission, which Naruto's never been on yet. He's never been on an A rank mission. Naruto would go on the A rank mission, and it would be the Zabuza thing. Kakashi would still get stuck in a puddle and all that. When Naruto got there, he landed on the water and put himself in incognito mode. He completely erased himself from view. He completely erased his scent, and you can't even see him with a Sharingan or Byakugan. He used seals around his body and his clothes to do this. He was working on this for as much as time as he was working on a flying regime. That's how much he was working on it. By just one hand sign, he could turn completely invisible. Like he was never there in the first place. Like he was never even on a planet. But it took a long time to produce because basically he's in a whole nother time. Not time, but his own whole new reality. But his body is still physically there. But the place that you can see him is not there anymore. Or sniff him, you understand, okay? Naruto would then appear right in front of Zabuza because Zabuza didn't see him. And Naruto would unsheath his blade and start going head to head with Zabuza. And he would cut through the executioner's blade multiple times, but Zabuza would place his blood on it each time. Because he got slashed a few times and he would just put the blood where the blood wasn't. You understand, okay? And they would be in a very heated Kenjutsu scar. And Naruto would go back into Mokitan with a dragon jutsu, and Zabuza would do the water dragon, and Naruto would beat him. Like, what's the water dragon to a wood dragon, bro? Get your ass out of here. And Naruto would hit him with the wood dragon and injure him. Kaku with his shit, and he would dip. But Naruto knew that it was fucking shit. And Naruto would go back to Tazuna's house. But Tazuna's daughter would tell him that he can't be smoking inside the house. And Naruto would explain that it's technically not smoking, but okay. Well, it kind of is because... No, I'm not even going to argue with it. Smoking, but... So Naruto would stomp it out, but you can't smell it on him because it has no fragrance. It's just smoke. It has no fragrance, and it has like no... the smoke doesn't stick on you or anything. So he doesn't smell like he smokes at all. And his breath has no like reaction to it because it's nothing. So it's like breathing air, but the air is colored and you're breathing out a stick. So Kakashi would ask Naruto when he started to smoke, and Naruto would explain his jutsu. Apparently everybody thinks he's smoking, and it's pretty wrong. And I still wouldn't understand why people don't really like the jutsu too much or really question it a lot. But it's a very tactical thing, and there's endless supply of it. Naruto would do all of his stuff, and he would go and he he would go into the forest after having a very heated argument with Nari, and Naruto explaining his whole backstory, explaining how the villagers didn't like him, and then saying, Nari, you're crying for basically nothing. When I look at it, you had no parent. You had parents. You got people to love you. You understood the love that they gave you. I don't. I don't get that privilege. You had family. I don't. There's the difference between pain and suffering. You suffer. I have pain. And Naruto would walk out the door, and he would proceed to sleep outside. Naruto would then wake up and put a cigarette in his mouth and started to smoke. And then Haku would come up upon him and say that he shouldn't be smoking. And then Naruto would explain that it's basically a jutsu, and doesn't have the time to explain it all. Haku would then say, yeah. Naruto would then say, you're a pretty girl, what you doing out of here? Haku would then blush and then say, actually, and Naruto said, stop right there. You're gonna say you're a boy, right? Depending on how your muscles moving and how your breath was gonna go just now, you were gonna say you're a boy, but you're actually a girl. Don't fuck with me like that. I hate liars. It's one thing, and there's probably a reason you did that. And if I would narrow it down, it would be because of Gato and Zabuza, right? And Haku was shocked because Naruto figured her out in brief a second, and she haven't said anything. She was only gonna say that, and before she could, Naruto answered everything, even that was in her mind. Naruto would then say, I don't really care. This whole ninja life thing is really boring and it's really stressful. And then Aku would say, even though you're using it as a jutsu, it's kind of stress reliever for you, isn't it? Naruto would then admit it. Yeah, it's kind of a stress reliever. This place is so damn boring. Naruto would then pick up and help her with picking her herbs, and she would go on her way. Naruto would then tell her before she leaves, you know that being loyal to Zabuza is a very foolish thing. He only treats you like a tool. Tools, you believe, is something that he... You understand what I'm saying? I'm not that good at that, okay? Ugh, I don't need this shit off the top of my fucking head. Naruto would then... Now we skip forward to the bridge thing. And Zabuza would... Everything would go to canning, except Sasuke would be out there on his own. Naruto had to save him. And put Haku out of commission, and Haku couldn't be able to save Zabuza. But Naruto would then explain to her that it made no sense, and it would be really dumb to do that. Naruto would have broken Haku's leg, so he would have to carry her back home and back to the village. When Hinata would be standing waiting for Naruto to get back from his mission, and he would see Haku on Naruto's back, blushing hard as shit. Naruto would be impassive about this because it's just him, and Hinata would say, bingo. That's Naruto's new wife, isn't it? And Naruto does have a attraction to Yaku, but he would have to pass it by Hinata. And Naruto would then angst the third Hokage if Haku would stay with him, and the Hokage said it's okay, and all of that. But I think that was when just a little bit. Haku would then meet Naruto's brother, and she would go into underground bunker, which is pretty big as shit, and it has a lot of rooms. And Naruto fixed it up, and he bought mattresses when he was given money. He bought mattresses for the rooms and furniture, so there's a TV. There's a big mansion, but underground. And he has a whole study hall, and Orochimaru had styles on all Kekkei Genkai, and that's how Naruto was able to do the explosion breath, and that's what he calls it, the explosion breath jutsu, or exploding smoke, or whatever you want to call it. So that's how he brought his ground and the explosion jutsu. So yeah, So Haku would then see Ice release, and Haku would, when she got into the library when Naruto was showing her around, and she saw Ice release. So she was very happy, and she started reading, and she found jutsu like Ice Dragon, Ice Manipulation, Ice Burial, or Ice Cloven, which is like sending a solar pulse of ice, where she could sense everything out of the cold air. She's So she is a censor now. And she realized that Naruto's a pretty cool guy, and she ended up confessing her love to Naruto, because I believe she's really bolder than Hinata. And Naruto would then say he does have feelings for her, but he would have to run it by Hinata. And Kaku would then ask who's Hinata, and Naruto said basically his girlfriend. And then Haku then sad look and then says, "So you're a two-timer?" And Naruto explained that he's Uzumaki, and Uzumaki is a very big clan in this village. But so they would like me to reproduce, and I only told him I would only go with 2 people, and he didn't just know who the second was gonna be, so he just left it at that. And then Haku understood, and shit. Alright. She understood, and they told Hinata. Hinata was perfectly fine with it. And she met Naruto's brother, and she has a very good relationship. She's put on a suspension, but when she comes out of suspension, she will be a tuning. Yeah, because I believe Haku's skill was a tuning level. And Haku, in the meantime, will like brush up on her Kenjutsu skills, because Naruto told her that if she used a short sword, she would be pretty fast, and she'll be able to do a little more precise. She can use a short sword, which can also be precise and deadly, so it could cause a more open wound. And if she really wanted, she could use Senbon. And Naruto taught her some sealing jutsu, so she could seal the Senbon in her tongue. But Naruto was really uncomfortable doing this because they're kind of in a relationship. Naruto's like playing around in her mouth. Oh God. But hey, Naruto would then go and like buy new clothes for her, because I don't like what Haku wear. So Haku would wear she'll wear what Ino wears, but black, and a very light blue. Yeah. And I think Haku's eyes are. You understand what I'm saying, okay? And Naruto would be gone, and all of his shit. I think that's where I'm gonna end it off. I don't want to go into tuning exams. No, Naruto would then go on to do a mission and he would accompany Team 7 to the mission where Naruto had to save Sakura and thing. So Naruto wouldn't save Sakura, it would be Sasuke, no, it would be Kakashi. And Naruto would have gone against the guy that had the Thunder God sword, that thing, whatever. So they did that mission, and that's another A rank mission under Naruto's belt. He has 15 A rank missions now. He has 945 D ranks, 15 A ranks, 16 B ranks, and 3 S rank missions. That's Naruto's total right now. Naruto told Hiruzen about his fire style, and Asuma is training Naruto into using the ash burning technique, and that he felt like mixing with his technique. So Naruto is now learning from Asuma. Asuma is very surprised when he heard Naruto's technique and how he uses it, and how smart he was when he was doing it. Asuma was really taken aback, because Naruto smokes, but not the reason he smokes. But he smokes to use a jutsu, and it doesn't affect him in any negative way, and he has no lashback from it. And once he smokes, he has an endless supply of it, and he can make a lot of it at one point in time using his wood style. Naruto took a long time trying to figure out what plants to mix to do with that. Naruto, so he was learning from Asuma how to use wind in his sword, and Asuma is a pretty good sensei to Naruto. They have a brother relationship, a little brother and big brother relationship, and they do the same things. So yeah, I don't see why they would have any problems with each other. So that's where I'm gonna end this video off. See you guys.